welcome to Roswell's Park for Friday action between your Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Swift Current 57s, sponsored by Tim Hortons. Again, a reminder to pick up your programs at the minimum of their breaking wheel ticket window to play RBC Royal Bank Bingo and win other prizes courtesy of our sponsors. This is a special night for the Miller Express as we will honor a group that plays a major role in the organization. Tonight is Billet Appreciation Night. The Moose Jaw Miller Express board, head coach Eric Marriott, assistant coaches Michael Gonzalez and Dustin Mulliken, and the players would like to take this time to show their appreciation to our Billet families. These families take in our players and make them feel at home. Their role is one of the most important within our organization, and at this time we would like to announce and welcome our Billets to the field as we recognize them and say thank you. We'll lead things off with Corey and Charity Shadow, who billet Jackson Yeager and William Edwards. Ryan and Lindsay Stevenson, who billet Jacob Glazner. Rob and Shanna Ma, who billeted Amane Kondo. Mike and Jennifer Berner, who billeted Josh Barbeau. Heather Dybert, who billets Andy Rivas. Ashley and Lisa Taylor, who billet Thomas Soto and Eduardo Sanz. Corey and Bob Olafson, who billet Ben Wallachek and Maddox Matejchuk. Denise Helen, who billets Tanner DeGrazia. Glenn and Joan Hogue, who billets Austin Gurney and Weston Walls. Scott and Brittany McGraw, who billet Abe Alberg. Shelly Hall, who billets Joe Gutierrez.
Oh, that's Joe. Yeah, Joe!
Corey McNally and Laura Wagner, who billet Jordan Bauer. John and Debbie Berger, who billeted Tavo Soto. Anthony and Kara Riel, who billeted Andrew Nieves and Fernando Medina. Derek and Lori Freeman, who billeted Landon Zer. Sterling and Tawny McDermott, who billet Caden Noble. Ryan and Dusty Hennepin, who billet Pacey Phillips. Stella Klein, who billets Christian Garcia. Charmaine and Jan Franken, who billet Rudy Guardiola and Aiden Sheets. Daryl and Tamara Pichot, who billet their son, Nathan Pichot. Ray Funk and Jennifer Luker, who billet Robert Estrada and Andreas Zarate. Blaine and Donna Ray Derringer, who billet their son, Evan Derringer. Madison Unick, who billets her son, Nathan Unick. Russell Martin and Christina Kelly, who billet their son, Jackson Martin. Chris and Shelley Hutchison, who billet their son, Jet Hutchison. Devon Lalonde, who billeted Adrian Vivo. And last but certainly not least, Shelley Merck, who billeted her son, Ethan Merck. A big thank you, of course, going out to the Mad Greek, the Crushed Can, and the Moose Jaw Co-op for their help in putting these billet packages together for our families. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause and a big thank you to our 2025 Miller Express billet families. We will pause real quick, and there's some pictures being taken. We'll have our plate meeting, and then we'll get ready to go with the Millers and the 57s. Good evening and welcome to our billet appreciation game between the Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Swift Current 57s. Of course, a reminder to pick up your program at the Mid-Muffler Break and Wheel ticket window to play RBC Royal Bank Bingo and win other great prizes courtesy of our sponsors. Time now for our starting lineup. First, we've got our umpire crew tonight: Barrett Fleck, Mike Richards, and Warren Burrell. Now the lineup for the visiting Swift Current 57s. Leading off, number 13, right fielder Braxton Vale. Batting second, number 15, catcher Casey Prychek. Batting third is number 30, third baseman Wilmer Henriquez. Batting fourth is number 1, center fielder Jose Ayala. Batting fifth is number 9, shortstop Rydell Adair. Batting sixth is number 8, first baseman Luis Ayala. Batting seventh, number 31, designated hitter Ethan Bailey. Batting 8th is number 24, second baseman Enrique Reyes. Batting 9th is number 10, left fielder Hudson Unger. And their starting pitcher tonight is number 36, Shunta Fiora. Now, the starting lineup for your Moose Jaw Miller Express. At shortstop, number 22, Thomas Soto. Your designated hitter, number 27, William Edwards. In center field, number 39, Austin Gurney. At first base, number 25, Eduardo Sainz. Your catcher, number 15, Andy Rivas. right field, number 4, Tanner DeGrazia. In left field, number 2, Jackson Martin. At third base, number 14, Abe Alberg. At second base, number 13, Ben Wallachek. And your starting pitcher, number 17, Weston Wall. At this time, we would like to recognize a member of the Saskatchewan Dragoons who is with us here tonight, hoisting the Canadian flag at home plate. We ask that you now please rise if you are able and remove your headwear for the singing of our national anthem performed by Abby Hunt.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw for Friday night WCBL action between the hometown Moose Jaw Miller Express 23-29 against the visiting Swift Current 57s 10-40 coming into the ball game here tonight. The middle of a 3-game homestand for the Millers, which started off with a bang last night. That was a game that makes up for all the snoozers. The Millers coming back from an 8-1 deficit against the Weyburn Beavers to win 11-7 and claim their 23rd victory of the season as we head into the final weekend of the regular season. For the Swift Current 57s, here is their batting order. Batting leadoff, the right fielder, number 13, Braxton Vale. Batting second, the catcher, Casey Prychek. Batting third, the third baseman, Wilbur Enriquez. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, Jose Ayala. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Rydell Adair. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Luis Ayala. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Ethan Bailey. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Enrique Reyes. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Hudson Younger. The starting pitcher for the 57s tonight is number 36, Shunta Furua. For the Moose Jaw Miller Express defensively, WCBL strikeouts leader, Weston Walls is the starting pitcher tonight. Andy Rivas is behind home plate. The first baseman is Eduardo Sainz. The second baseman, Ben Wallachek. The third baseman is Abe Alberg. At short, Thomas Soto. The left fielder is Jackson Martin. In center field tonight, Austin Gurney. And in right field, Tanner DeGrazia. As Coach Eric Marriott tinkers with some things down the stretch here. And just so you know, statistically speaking, the first round matchup is not written in stone yet. The playoffs will be beginning next Wednesday. And if they started today, it would be the Millers against the Saskatoon Berries. However, if the Millers win their final 4 games and the Regina Red Sox lose all of theirs, it would be the Millers taking third and lining up against the Medicine Hat Mavericks. And as we plow our way into the final weekend of the regular season, the Millers are not taking their foot off the gas. Probably not great news for the 57s, who come in the basement of the Eastern Division at 10-40. We'll see what kind of effort they bring forth here tonight as Braxton Vale, the right fielder, will bat leadoff tonight for the 57s. And as you're watching in our FloCollege baseball broadcast, the lights are already on here at Roswell's Park. Here's a bunt attempt right to Weston Walls. Off one hop, throw over to first, and that's one away. 7-12 first pitch, by the way, here tonight on Billet Appreciation Night. And Braxton Vale grounds out to the pitcher on the very first pitch of the ball game. And Casey Prychek, the catcher, comes to the plate here for the Swift Current 57s. One thing about Weston Walls, as you likely know, he doesn't like to waste pitches, and he certainly doesn't waste time. We'll see how this ball game goes tonight. This first offering high and outside on Prychek for ball one. And a swing and a miss from the catcher. 1-1. Casey Prychek from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a junior at Wayne State College. And inside, no, got the inside corner on this one. 1-2 on Prychek. Weston Walls, the strikeout leader of the league coming in. As you know, we'll be mentioning it a few times as the broadcast goes along here tonight. 2-2 the count on Prychek. Weston, 79 strikeouts. The league record is 91. Season high he's had is 10. Posted it here a couple weeks back. There are a few records being chased by Millers here into the final weekend of the regular season, which we'll talk about as the evening goes along. Here's the 3-2, swung on and fouled out of play down the left field line. Prychek stays alive at 3-2. Wilmer Enriquez, the third baseman, is on deck. And a swing and a miss, and there's strikeout number 80 for Weston Walls, and number 1 tonight. William Edwards is chasing the league RBI record coming into tonight. Thomas Soto, 2 runs shy of the runs scored mark. Very much in reach for the all-star shortstop. Some of the milestones we're keeping our eye on. Swing and a miss from Wilmer Enriquez. It was a foul tip, according to home plate umpire Barrett Fleck. 0-1, the count on Wilmer. And this one fouled straight back towards the press box. And a catch made right down in front of us. 0-2, the count on Wilmer Enriquez. The third baseman out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. The 0-2 outside for ball 1, 1-2. I know the Walls family is tuned in from Terrell, Texas tonight. I said to Weston the other day, did your dad look exactly like you at your age? Minus the goatee. He smiled and nodded. He said, except my dad, Winston, can't grow a goatee. I'll leave that up to them. Sounds like a family story to me. 2-2 the count here on the third baseman, Wilmer Enriquez. And down he goes. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first inning. And 2 Ks on the board for the lanky righty from the University of Incarnate Word. Bottom of the first upcoming. Soto, Edwards, and Gurney for the Millers. You are watching FloCollege Baseball. Back at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw, batting order for your Moose Jaw Miller Express. Thomas Soto, the shortstop, will bat leadoff. Batting second, the designated hitter William Edwards. Batting third, the center fielder Austin Gurney. Batting cleanup, the first baseman Eddie Sines. Batting fifth, the catcher Andy Rivas. Batting sixth, the right fielder Tanner DeGrazia. Batting seventh, the left fielder Jackson Martin. Batting eighth, the third baseman Abe Alberg. And batting ninth, the second baseman Ben Waldachek. For the Swift Current 57s defensively, Shunta Furiua is the pitcher. The catcher is Casey Prychek. The first baseman is Luis Ayala. The second baseman, Enrique Reyes. The third baseman, Wilmer Enriquez. The shortstop is Rydell Adair. The left fielder, Hudson Unger. The center fielder is Jose Ayala. And the right fielder is Braxton Vale. As Thomas Soto will lead it off here in the bottom of the first inning for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, the 3-year man out of Round Rock, Texas, and perennial all-star, takes the first pitch in for called strike one. 0-1 the count on Soto. Again, he is 2 runs scored of the league record, I'm told, coming into this final weekend of the regular season. Wouldn't that be something? Off-speed pitch, high for ball one. Thomas leaving his mark on this league big time, and imagine being the single season run scored leader. He's at 67 coming into tonight. 1-1 the count on Soto. High for ball two, 2-1. As it is, Thomas third on the team and batting average .338. He's appeared in 50 of the Millers' 52 games. Here's the 2-1. And fastball inside at the knees, 3-1. 67 runs scored lead the club, 35 RBI. Tied with Ben Waldachek with 43 walks. Here's the 3-1 from Furiua. And that is called strike two, 3-2. Full count on the shortstop. William Edwards is on deck. Now you gotta love going into the final weekend of the regular season. There's still plenty to play for in terms of playoff jockeying and positioning. This one swung on in the air to right. Back. And the catch is made by Braxton Vale, the right fielder, for one away. Thomas Soto flies out to the right fielder, and William Edwards from the University of Sioux Falls comes to the plate for Moose Jaw. Again, he's after the WCBL RBI record, they tell me. I believe they said he's 6 back, William Edwards. He's at 61 coming into the game. So he's got a little work to do. Thomas Soto, the 2 runs scored for Thomas shouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't think. First pitch is low and away for ball one, 1-0 here on Big Willie. What a rookie campaign he has had here in Moose Jaw, replacing Nate Mensick in center field. Swung on, a roller toward third. No, that went off his foot. Foul, they say. 1-1 the count here on William Edwards. Batting .347, that's second on the team. Team leading 219 at-bats. And a team leading 76 hits. This one laced towards short. Up with that one, the shortstop, Rydell Adair. Throw over to first, 2 away. William Edwards grounds out to the shortstop. And Austin Gurney, the center fielder, comes to the plate here as he puts the finishing touches on really a Hall of Fame career here for the Moose Jaw Millers. And he would love to go out with a big shiny ring on his finger. Twice Austin Gurney's been on East Division championship teams. First pitch from Furiua is outside for a ball. 1-0. Shunta Furiua making his 4th start. 12th appearance of the season, has a 10.94 ERA. This one low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 here on Gurney. Wrapping up his 4th season, and as I said, 2 trips to the league final. Perennial All-Star. This one high for ball 3, 3-0. And last night, facing his twin brother Rob for the final time of their WCBL career here. Miller's coming back from an 8-1 deficit to win 11-8 in a thriller. Here's the 3-0. And Gurney draws the walk, a 4-pitch walk. And he's aboard here in the bottom of the 1st inning. And Eduardo Sainz comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw with 2 away in the bottom of the 1st. And Andy Rivas is on deck. It is a muggy, warm night here in Canada's most notorious city. 27 degrees Celsius at game time, 81 above Fahrenheit. And the wind southeast at 18. And the first pitch is in for strike 1, called 0-1 here on Sainz. 2 out, 1 on, bottom of the 1st inning. Miller's after their 24th victory of the season. They had 26 last year, but that is somewhat immaterial now. They got the playoffs clinched. Trying to tune up for that. Well, outside with this one, 1-1 from Furiua. Runner goes, hit and run on. This will bounce down for a base hit. And Gurney to 3rd. Beats the tag. And Austin Gurney is all the way around to 3rd. Eduardo Sainz is safe at 1st with a single. And now runners are on the corners as Andy Rivas comes to the plate here for the Millers in the bottom of the 1st inning and 2 away. Out of town, the Medicine Hat Mavericks have a 1-0 lead at Weyburn there in the top of the 1st inning. Saskatoon Berries at the Regina Red Sox. They are scoreless, bottom of the 1st, and a lot of folks have their eyes on that one. 1 Miller loss will clinch 3rd for the Red Sox the rest of the way. And, of course, these 2 teams will meet again before the regular season is over. First pitch in for strike 1, called 0-1 here on Andy Rivas. Energy City at Okotoks tonight. They're scoreless. Brooks at Fort McMurray. Lethbridge at Sylvan, scoreless. The 0-1 swung on. 0-2 the count on Andy Rivas. The Miller catcher, who joined the club mid-season out of Keystone College, has really found himself at home. Homered again here last night. Off-speed pitch outside for a ball, 1-2 the count on Rivas. Batting .265 in his 15 games with the Millers and 5 home runs. Puts him tied for 3rd on the club with Austin Gurney. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down he goes, and that's 3 away as the Millers leave 2 on. We'll go to the 2nd, scoreless in Moose Jaw. Millers in 57s on FloCollege. better music than Chumbling. Please do. It would be a waste.
Leading off for the 57s, number 1, Jose Ayala.
Top of the second at Roswell's Park, Jose Ayala, Rydell Adair, and Luis Ayala. The batting order here for the 57s. Scoreless here in the top of the second. First pitch in for ball 1 at the knees. 1-0 on Ayala. The center fielder out of Panama City, Panama. This one fouled off. 1-1 on Ayala. Veteran 57, a senior at Grace College. Not to be confused with Graceland University. Kind of miss having Robert Estrada up here checking all our research for us. Never seen somebody not finish a taco in a bag till last night. Jenna's saying he had 2 cheeseburgers and 2 funnel fries. That's no excuse. He's a growing boy. I could do it. And an athlete, exactly. He's got a big furnace to keep warm. Swing and a miss from Ayala. Full count. 2 strikeouts already in the ball game for Weston Walls. And here's the payoff pitch on Jose Ayala. Ooh, high for ball 4, and Ayala is aboard here to lead off the second inning. Rydell Adair comes to the plate here for Swifty, the shortstop, who's batting .221 on the season. He's appeared in 43 of their 51 games. Swung on. High left field, coming under it, Jackson Martin, and the Grand Coulee product makes the catch for 1 away. Rydell Adair flies out to the left fielder. And Luis Ayala, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for the 57s. Luis wears number 8. He is out of Panama City, Panama, and a senior at Fort Hays State. And first pitch in for strike 1 called, 0-1 from Weston Walls. Here's a roller towards third. Abe Alberg up with that. Throw to Wallachek at second, to first in time. And the Millers turn 2. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless here. Millers and 57s. DeGrazia, Martin, and Alberg due up for the Millers. And you're watching it all on FloCollege Baseball. Back at Roswell's Park in the friendly city, Rochester, New York's Tanner DeGrazia will lead it off in the bottom of the second inning. The right fielder, Jackson Martin and Abe Alberg in the batting order here for the Millers in this scoreless second inning. Millers have put one hit up on the board, a single by Eduardo Saenz back in the first inning. First pitch in for called strike one, 0-1 here on Tanner. Here's a curveball in, drops in for strike two, 0-2 on Tanner. Completing his pregame tradition of having a salad in the bullpen. Seems to be working for him. And here is a chopper towards short. Rodell Adair up with that one. Throw to first. One away. Tanner DeGrazia grounds out to the shortstop here to lead off the Millers' second. Jackson Martin comes to the plate here for the Millers. The diminutive left fielder out of Grand Coulee, Sask, and sophomore at the College of the Desert, facing Shunta Furua, and the first pitch is in for a ball outside, 1-0. A one hopper to short, identical play. Adair on that one. Throw over to first base, and Luis Ayala in time, and two away here in the bottom of the second inning. The third baseman, Abe Alberg, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. From Salon Springs, Wisconsin. Who plays collegiately at Colorado Mesa. And very quickly, 0-1 the count here on Abe Alberg. Back-to-back nights, lining up at third base. Swing and a miss from Alberg, 0-2 on that off-speed pitch from Furua, who's got some stuff here tonight. The 0-2, swung on. High in the air, deep left field, and back to make the catch in left is Casey Prychek. And that'll do it for the inning. We'll go to the third. Scoreless, the Millers in the 57s here on FloCollege Baseball. Top of the third, I want to make a correction to the 57's fans. The catch in left field was made by Hudson Unger. Not sure why I said Casey Prychek, the second baseman. But we got it straight now as we go to the top of the third inning. And the leadoff man is the number 7 hitter, designated hitter Ethan Bailey. Enrique Reyes and Hudson Unger due up here for the 57's. Here on Friday Night Baseball. By the way, the Millers and 57s will do it again tomorrow night here at 7:05. And this first pitch had a little movement on it. Drops in for strike one, 0-1 from Weston Walls. He's got a lot of tools in the toolbox. That's why he leads the WCBL in strikeouts. Fastball in there for strike two, 0-2. Ethan Bailey very quickly behind in the count here on the lanky Texan. Weston Walls, tallest member of the team at 6'5". And a swing and a miss, and down he goes. Third strikeout of the night for Weston. And Enrique Reyes comes to the plate here for the 57s. This one swung on and fouled back and out of play. Reyes, first plate appearance tonight. The second baseman is out of Mississauga, Ontario. Plays collegiately at Bunker Hill Community College. Outs. No, that one caught the outside edge. 0-2. This one outside for ball one, 1-2. 57s have dropped 8 in a row coming into this one here tonight. Looking to put an end to that. Battling scoreless here in the top of the third. And a swing and a miss here. That one was in the dirt. Throw down to first and another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for the 57s. 4 on the night for Weston Walls. Gives him 83 on the season. Now 8 off the league record. 2 away as the left fielder Hudson Unger comes to the plate here for Swift Current. This one fouled off. First pitch, I thought. No. That one was ruled a fair ball, and Andy Rivas makes quick work with him with the throw out to first, and it's 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Wallachuk, Soto, and Edwards due up for the Millers. We're scoreless at Moose Jaw on FloCollege Baseball. All right, here we go. Bottom of the third inning. Ben Wallachuk, the number 9 spot hitter, will lead it off here for Moose Jaw. Wallachuk, Soto, and Edwards are due up for the Millers. Still scoreless here against Shunta Furiua and the visiting Swift Current 57s. And the first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1 here on Wallachuk. Leads the league in walks, Jenna tells me, along with Thomas Soto, 43 aside. Speaking of great rookie campaigns, Wallachuk's had one here for the Millers. Strike 2 on Ben, the second baseman. Wallachuk's dressed for all 52 games. He's the only one in the ball club that can say that. Got his bat on this one. Trying to leg it out, and he will. That kid's got some speed. And he's huffing and puffing. At first base as Ben Wallachuk has a leadoff single here in the bottom of the third as we go to the top of the order. And Thomas Soto comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Second hit of the ball game for the Millers of Shunta Furiua. Thomas Soto flied out to the right fielder. Back in the first inning. Wallachuk back safely to first. He leads the club with 27 stolen bags as well, and Furiua has done his homework on that. And the throw over narrowly back is Wallachuk. First base umpire had to think about it for a sec. And this one ripped over the head of the second baseman. Played in right field by Braxton Vale, but it's back-to-back hits here to lead it off in the bottom of the third, and Thomas Soto is aboard with a single. And now 2 on, none out in the bottom of the third as the product of New South Wales, Australia. William Edwards comes to the plate here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Talked about Wallachuk dressing in 52 games. Right behind him are Gurney and Edwards with 51 each. So some real workhorses here at the top of the batting order for the Millers. 0-1 the count here on William Edwards. That curve drops in for strikes 2, 0-2. Here on William Edwards. None out, 2 on. Bottom of the third, scoreless ball game, 57s and Millers in the first of 2 in a row here at the Ross between these Trans-Canada rivals. The 0-2 outside for ball 1. Saskatoon Berries going after a league record 44th victory tonight as they visit the Regina Red Sox. And a 9.5 game lead on Medicine Hat. They've already clinched first. This off-speed delivery is in for ball 2, 2-2 here on William Edwards. Berries in first with 43 wins. Medicine Hat Mavericks 34. Regina 26 wins, and then the Millers 23 after the big comeback victory last night. Here's the 2-2. Ripped to left field, deep. Back to the wall, and the catch is made by Hudson Unger in left field for 1 away. It was looking like that one had the distance. Not the case. William Edwards flies out to the left fielder, and Austin Gurney comes to the plate here for the second time tonight. And his dog, Wrigley, is in attendance. Austin Gurney's dog, all the way from Campbell River, BC. Austin walked back in the first inning, was left stranded at third. Off-speed pitch, drops in for strike 1, 0-1. One away now, 2 on in the bottom of the third. Austin Gurney at the plate, the veteran from the University of Pikeville in Kentucky. Wallachuk out to a big lead at second. Outside with this one, 1-1. Millers Baseball brought to you by D&D Quality Care Incorporated. Deja Vu Cafe, downtown Moose Jaw, and Bugsy's Irish Pub in the Town and Country Mall. The 1-1. Swung on, a roller will get through into right. Wallachuk being waved home. And the Millers are on the board. Ben Wallachuk driven home, courtesy an RBI single by Austin Gurney, Thomas Soto is all the way around to third base. And the Millers have a 1-0 lead here in the third.
Number 25, Eduardo Sainz.
Eduardo Sainz comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw in the bottom of the third. One away, and runners on the corners. Andy Rivas on deck. Eduardo Sainz singled back in the first inning and was left stranded at first. First pitch in right down the pipe for strike one called, 0-1 on Eduardo Sainz. First-year Miller from Laredo, Texas, who plays collegiately at Texas A&M International. Runner goes. And Austin Gurney safe at second, uncontested. For Austin, his 12th, check that, 9th stolen base on the season. Ben Wolochek leads in that category with 27, and also, of course, leads in walks with 43, tied with Thomas Soto. Thomas 90 feet away from his 68th run scored on the season. And here's a roller towards short, and Thomas Soto will score. The throw to first, dropped by the first baseman, Luis Ayala. Thomas Soto scores, and it's 2-0 Millers here in the bottom of the third inning. Eduardo Sainz will get credit with the RBI single. Soto now one off, tying the league record for runs scored in a season now with 68. As the catcher, Andy Rivas, comes to the plate here for the Millers. 2-0, Moose Jaw leads now. First pitch swinging, high in the air to right field, and Braxton Vale back to make the catch. Gurney tags, and he's safe with the slide. Millers have broken it open here in the third inning, scoring 3 and still going. Andy Rivas pushes one across with the sac fly. Tanner DeGrazia to the plate here for Moose Jaw, with now 2 out and a runner at first. Millers have already scored 3 here in the third. First pitch swinging down to third. Wilmer Enriquez up with that, and man, he's got an arm. Guns down Tanner DeGrazia at third. We'll go to the fourth with the Millers leading 3-0 now. Due up for the 57s, Vale, Prychek, and Enriquez. And you're watching WCBL Friday Night Baseball here on FloCollege. Back at Ross Wells Park, top of the fourth inning. Braxton Vale will lead it off here. Casey Prychek and Wilmer Enriquez. The batting order here for the 57s, who now trail 3-0 in this one. The first of two straight between the Millers and 57s here on the weekend. Both here in the friendly city. First pitch is in for strike one called, 0-1. Braxton Vale led off the game. Grounding out to the pitcher, Weston Walls. The 0-1 is fouled off down the first base line. 0-2 here on Braxton Vale. From Pueblo, Colorado, Braxton Vale, a sophomore at Trinidad State College. Swing and a miss. And down he goes. That's 5 strikeouts tonight for Weston Walls. Casey Prychek, the catcher, comes to the plate here. He struck out back in the first inning. The single-season strikeout record is 91. Josh Tucker, the Sylvan Lake Gulls, set it back in 2022. Ooh, and some help from Barrett Fleck, the home plate umpires. Strike one called, 0-1. I mentioned Thomas Soto won off the league record for runs scored. Zach Campbell set it back in 2022. Of these Millers, 69 back in 2022. Swung on. In the air, Jackson Martin under it in left field. He'll make the catch for 2 away. Wilmer Enriquez comes to the plate here for Swift Current. He struck out back in the first inning. Mentioned William Edwards chasing some records. The league record for doubles is Aiden Stinnett's 23 back in 2014. He did it with the Miller Express. The league record. Curveball in for strike one called, 1-1. So Thomas Soto now 1 run shy of tying the league record set by a former Miller, Zach Campbell. This one fouled off by Wilmer. 1-2. The 1-2 fouled off the other way, down the right field line, and not playable. Here's a roller towards second. Ben Wallachuk up with that. Throw over to first. 3 up, 3 down. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth with the Millers leading at 3-0. Jackson Martin, Abe Alberg, and Ben Wallachuk due up for the black and yellow. You're watching Friday night WCBL action on FloCollege. Jackson Martin comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw in the bottom of the fourth inning. Clipping right along here, the left fielder out of Grand Coulee in his only other red bat tonight, grounded out to the shortstop. And he takes the first pitch in for strike one, called 0-1. Jackson Martin, Abe Alberg, and Ben Wallachek due up here for the Millers in the bottom of the fourth inning after their 24th victory of the season. And a swing and a miss here from Jackson Martin. 0-2. Lots of families in for the final weekend of the regular season, including that of Pacey Phillips in from Kerrobert enjoying the action. This one in the dirt for 1-2 on Jackson Martin. He's appeared in 27 of the Millers' 52 games this season. Batting .222. Off-speed pitch, swung on. A blooper towards third, and Wilmer Enriquez makes the over-the-shoulder grab for one away. We'll call that a fly out to the third baseman. And the Millers' third baseman, Abe Alberg, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw in the bottom of the fourth. Abe flied out to the left fielder back in the second inning in his only other plate trip. One and 0 the count here on Abe Alberg. This off-speed pitch drops in for strike two, called 1-2. We talked about the East Division standings. The Okotoks Dogs, no slouches. First place out in the West with 36 wins. They haven't clinched yet. 3.5 up on the Lethbridge Bulls. And this off-speed pitch drops in for strike two, called 1-2. Okotoks 1, Lethbridge 2, Sylvan Lake 3. They're, as a matter of fact, 3.5 games off the lead with a game in hand on Lethbridge. Ball two in the dirt, 2-2 here on Alberg. And the Fort McMurray Giants and Energy City tied. Actually, there's a three-way tie for the final playoff spot. Fort McMurray, Energy City, and Brooks Bombers. So quite a weekend upcoming here in the West Division for the final playoff spot. Swing and a miss from Alberg. And down he goes, two away. We got not a bad pitching battle unfolding here tonight. Shunta Furua for Swift Current. And, of course, Weston Walls for Moose Jaw, as Ben Wallachek comes to the plate for the second time here tonight. He has singled and scored a run. Strike one called here on Ben. The crowd doesn't like it. The speedster leading the league in walks along with Thomas Soto, each with 43. Ball one in the dirt, 1-1. For those keeping score, Ben has switched back to his turquoise necklace. Yep. Here's the 1-1. That one inside for ball two. Furua doesn't agree. He thought he had some good stuff on that. 2-1 the count here on the second baseman. Two out, bottom of the fourth. And this one laced towards third. Enrique is up with that. And the throw over in time, 3 up, 3 down. And we will go to the fifth with the Millers leading this one 3-0. Due up for the 57s, Vale, Prychek, and Enriquez. You're watching Friday Night Baseball on FloCollege. Top of the 5th inning at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. Cooled off here, which has been welcome, I would suggest, for the good crowd on hand. Down to 24 Celsius, but still cloudy. That is 75 above Fahrenheit. Very comfortable night here in the ballpark. Jose Ayala, the center fielder, will lead off for the Swift Current 57s. Rydell Adair and Luis Ayala due up for the 57s. Jose Ayala, Rydell Adair, and Luis Ayala, the batting order here for Swift. Trailing 3-0 in the 5th as we lift the lid. First pitch in for strike one called, a fastball from Weston Walls. 2, 4, 5 strikeouts for Weston tonight. Back-to-back fastballs in for strike two called, 0-2. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Moose Jaw Co-op, Moose Jaw Carpet 1. Outside for ball 1, 1-2. Casino Moose Jaw, CNS Builders, Tim Hortons, and Sask Pork. We'll hold on to Tim Hortons trivia for the playoffs. This one swung on and chopped foul into the crowd. Has people ducking over there near the beer gardens. Boy, we've had a lot of fun with our Tim Hortons Miller's trivia. High for ball 2, 2-2. I anticipate large viewership next week when the Millers open up the postseason against an as-yet-to-be-named opponent. High and inside for ball 3, 3-2. Down goes Ayala. Full count. As he just gestures the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Here's the payoff pitch from Weston Walls, the 3-2. Outside for ball 4. Jose Ayala draws a leadoff walk here in the 5th. And the shortstop, Rydell Adair, comes to the plate here for Swift Current. He's a Swift Current product and a redshirt freshman at Bismarck State University. And this one, laced into right for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for the Swift Current 57s. Rydell Adair aboard with a single. To third goes Jose Ayala. And now none away in the top of the 5th, and runners on the corners as the no-hit bid is gone. And this one a blooper into right, that'll score a run. RBI single for Luis Ayala. Jose Ayala plates. And it's now 3-1 Millers in the 5th as Ethan Bailey comes to the plate here for the visitors. Oh, and 1 the count here on Ethan Bailey, the designated hitter for Swift Current. Another Swift Current product who plays at Garden City Community College in Kansas. Here's a roller to second. Wallachek, the backhanded toss to Soto. Throw over to first, and the Millers turn 2. Ethan Bailey gunned down. Luis Ayala thrown out at second, and that's 2 away. Rydell Adair advances to third base with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. And Enrique Reyes, the second baseman, comes to the plate here. Four, 6, 3 on the double play. And Reyes takes ball 1, 1-0. He struck out back in the third inning. And this one swung on. Jackson Martin tracking over to his right. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. The 57 score 1 run on 2 hits as we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Millers lead it 3-1 here on FloCollege Baseball.
Southbound plane, I was headed down to New Orleans to meet some friends of mine for the Mardi Gras. When I heard a voice from the past coming from a few rows back, and when I looked, I couldn't believe just what I saw.
Oh, keep it playing.
Bottom of the 5th at Roswell's Park. Thomas Soto, as we go to the top of the order, will lead it off here with the Millers leading 3-1. William Edwards and Austin Gurney are due up here for the Millers, who have a 3-1 lead now over the 57s. This one high and outside, off-speed offering from Furua, 1-0. Smells like somebody's got a fire going in the neighborhood. Smells good. 1-0 the count here on Thomas Soto. And here's a roller towards second. It's going to get through into right field, and Thomas Soto is aboard with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And he's in position now to tie a league record with his 69th run scored on the season. How about that? William Edwards comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. He is grounded out to short and flied out to the left fielder. Facing Shunta Furua on the mound here for Swift Current, pitching into the 5th. Throw over to first, and Soto's back in time. This one's in for a ball 2-0 on Edwards. Out of town, Regina up 4-1 on the Saskatoon Berries in the 4th. 5-4 Saskatoon, thank you. Medicine had a 5-3 lead at Weyburn, top of the 5th. Outside for ball 2. 2-0 here on Willie Edwards. None away, Soto on first. And this one low for ball 3. 3-0. Overcast, lights on here at Roswell's Park in the 5th inning. William Edwards at the plate for a 3rd time tonight, facing a 3-0 count. He watches this one right down the pipe for strike 1 called, 3-1. And this one laced into right field for a base hit for William Edwards. Back-to-back singles to open the 5th inning. And the Millers have runners at first and second with none away as Austin Gurney comes to the plate here for the home side. Austin Gurney is a ball player. His white ball pants all stained up from his multiple slides here tonight. As the catcher, Casey Prychuk, has a word with Furua here in advance of the Gurney at bat. 3-1 Millers lead. Runners at first and second here with none out. As Gurney steps into the batter's box. He has walked and singled here tonight and scored a run. And the first pitch is outside for ball one, 1-0. Soto in scoring position now. One off the league record for runs scored in a season. And this one drops in for strike one, called 1-1 here on Gurney. Austin, a team leading .354 batting average. 75 hits are one off the team lead. Here's the 1-1. And that one ripped into right field. Soto being waved home. Here's the play at the plate. There will be no play at the plate. And Thomas Soto has just tied a league record with a 69th run scored on the season. The Millers go up 4-1. And for Austin Gurney, it's an RBI double. That's 2 RBIs for Austin Gurney tonight. William Edwards is all the way around to third. And the Millers have a 4-1 lead here on the visiting Swift Current 57s as Eduardo Sainz, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for the Millers. None out in the 5th. And you know the Millers feel like they're getting their game together just in time for the playoffs. And through the dog days of summer, we've talked about it. They've had their ups and downs, for sure, but Eric Marriott knew they just got to get hot at the right time. This one low and away, ball one, 1-0 here on Eduardo Sainz. Fastball low and in the dirt, 2-0 here on Eduardo Sainz. Tonight he has singled twice. This is his third at bat. Two and 0, the count on the first baseman from Laredo, Texas. This one swung on. Deep right field over the head of the right fielder, Braxton Bale. That'll score 2. Eduardo Sainz with a 2 RBI double for Sastel SecureTech. And that scores Will Edwards and Austin Gurney. And the Millers have put 3 on the board here in the 5th to go up 6-1 in the ball game. And it looks like we'll have a pitching change for the 57s. That spills the end of the line for Furua working into the 5th inning. We'll be back.
Number 15, Andy Riva.
Pitching change for the 57s. Number 21, Brant Spencer comes into the ball game here with his 57s trailing 6-1 now and facing Andy Rivas, the catcher. The first pitch inside at the letters, 1-0. Shunta Furiua worked 4 complete in this start here for Swift Current. Outside for ball 2, 2-0. Allowed 6 runs on 8 hits. Unofficially 2 strikeouts and no walks issued. In the break, not sure if he caught it or not, but Thomas Soto acknowledged for tying the league record for runs scored. And a real nice hand. He popped out of the dugout and saluted the crowd. Outside for ball 3. Swung on and fouled back. 3-1 the count here on Andy Rivas. He's 0 for 2 at the plate tonight. Struck out and flied out to right, but had a sac fly back in the 3rd inning. 6-1 Millers here in the 5th. None out and a runner on 2nd. Spencer delivers, swing and a miss. And down goes Andy Rivas for 1 away. Tanner DeGrazia comes to the plate for the 3rd time. The senior from Pomona College. He's grounded out to short and grounded out to the 3rd baseman tonight, facing Brant Spencer here in the 5th inning. And the first pitch well outside for ball 1, 1-0. Again, Miller's with the outside chance is still finishing 3rd. They, of course, clinched a playoff spot a couple of games back. They'd like to get as high as they can. I don't think they're afraid of facing the Saskatoon Berries in the playoffs. They beat them last year, but you want to go into the playoffs on a roll, I think. 1-1 the count here on DeGrazia. And this one belted into center field. Being waved home is Eduardo Saenz. He'll score. A 4-run inning here for the Millers. Tanner DeGrazia with an RBI single off Brant Spencer in the game here for Swift Current. Jackson Martin, the left fielder, comes to the plate here. The 7th batter in the inning for Moose Jaw, who now leads this ball game 7-1. First pitch inside from Spencer. 1-0. Yeah, there's not much doubt the Miller's getting hot at the right time here. This one low and inside for ball 2, 2-0. Two and 1 the count now on the left fielder, Jackson Martin, from the College of the Desert. The 2-1 outside for ball 3. Spencer not happy with that call. He joined the 57s on July 27th. And this one inside, that looks like it, yeah, it's ball 4. Didn't graze him, but it was darn close. And a walk issued by the reliever, Brant Spencer. And the Millers have 2 men on and 1 out here in the 5th. As the 3rd baseman, Abe Alberg, comes to the plate here for the black and yellow. 0-1 the count here on Abe. Tonight he's flied out to left and struck out. This one caught the inside edge for strike 2 call, and he has a look back at the home plate umpire, Barrett Fleck. Hello to the Alberg family tuned in from Salon Springs tonight. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast with the Millers rocking and rolling tonight. This delivery outside for ball 1, 1-2 from Barrett Spencer. Millers baseball brought to you by the Mad Greek, Roto's Pizza, Devo's Car Wash, and Westrom Lumber. The 2-1 ripped up the middle. Throw to second by the pitcher. And throw over to first in time to turn the double play. But the Millers score 4 runs on 5 hits, and we'll go to the 6th inning with the Millers leading this one 7-1. And you're catching it all on FloCollege Baseball.
Leading off to the 57's number 10, Hudson Unger.
Top of the 6th at Roswell's Park. Hudson Unger, the leadoff batter. Here's a chopper to second. Ben Wallachuk with a throw over, narrowly in time. I like the pizzazz by Hudson Unger, who gestured himself safe at first, but he was not. Not fooling the umpire, not fooling Ben Wallachuk, who throws him out to lead off the 6th. And Braxton Vale comes to the plate, the number 1 hole hitter for Swift Current, with Casey Prychek on deck. Weston Walls working into the 6th inning here for Moose Jaw, and the first pitch in for a ball. Ball 1, 1-0 here. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Vale has come to the plate here for a 3rd time. Tonight he is grounded out to the pitcher and struck out. Swing and a miss. 2-2, the count on the right fielder. Out of Pueblo, Colorado, strike 3 as he whiffs. Put another K on the board here. That is 6 tonight, I believe, for Weston Walls. Yeah. 6 strikeouts in the game for Weston Walls. That moves him 6 off the league record, is it not, Jenna? I believe. Gives him 85 on the year, and the record is 91. First pitch in on Casey Prychek is for called strike 1, 0-1. Am I right? 6 off. That one right down the pipe for strike 2, called 0-2. Casey Prychek is the beer batter here tonight, and they're catcalling him down the third base line in the beer gardens. The 0-2 swung on and fouled back and out of play. Let's see what Weston Walls has up his lengthy sleeve here for the 0-2. High for ball 1, 1-2. Had a good chat with Caden Noble prior to the game and wanted to pass along hello to his family watching in Orillia, Ontario. Big night for him last night in a middle relief role. This one swung on, deep right field. Austin Gurney over to make the catch, and that'll retire the side. Casey Prychek flies out to the center fielder, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning here. Due up for the Millers, Wallachek, Soto, and Edwards. You're watching Western Canadian Baseball League action on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the 6th here at the Ross. Ben Wallachek comes to the plate here for the Moose Jaw Millers to lead it off in the Millers 6th. Wallachek, Soto, and Edwards. The batting order here for the Millers, who are out to a 7-1 lead. And trying to extend the 57's slide to 9 in a row. The first pitch is in for ball 1 high. The call from Barrett Fleck. 1-0. Ben Wallachek tonight has singled and scored a run and grounded out to third. This one inside for ball 2, 2-0. Brant Spencer is on the mound here for the 57s. The 2-0 got Wallachek ducking. 3-0 as he steps out for a minute to collect himself. The former Indiana State Sycamore steps back in the batter's box looking at a 3-0 count here against the imposing Brant Spencer on the 57's mound. Here's the 3-0. That one's right down the pipe. For strike 1 called, 3-1. These two teams will do it again tomorrow night, 7:05 here at Ross Wells Park. Final home game of the regular season. This one hit Wallachek. And he is aboard to lead it off in the bottom of the 6th inning here. Thomas Soto to the plate for the Millers. Again, a nice moment moments ago as he was acknowledged for tying the league record for runs scored. Let's see if he can get on base here. Strike one called here on Soto. Caught the bottom of the strike zone, 0-1. 7-1 Millers in the 6th. This one fouled off by Thomas, 0-2. Switch hitting shortstop, hitting from the left side of the plate. What a decorated career he's had in Moose Jaw. 3rd season with the club, back-to-back All-Star seasons. Now putting his name in the record book to boot. This one, a looper into right field, and Thomas Soto is aboard with a single. He is 3 for 4 at the plate today. Ben Wolochek to second, and William Edwards comes to the plate here.
William Edwards.
The center fielder from down under. He's grounded out to third, flied out to left, and singled and scored a run here tonight. This is his 4th at bat. First pitch in for strike one called, 0-1 from Brant Spencer. Wolochek at second, Soto at first. None out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Still a gorgeous night in the ballpark. Runners go. Stolen bases now for Wolochek and Soto, who are at 3rd and 2nd respectively, and none away. This one fouled off down the right field line and out of play. Actually into the 57's bullpen. One and two, the count here on the DH. And here's a roller to second. Throw over to first in time, but Wolochek will score. Sacrifice by Will Edwards. Thomas Soto is over to third.
Number 39, Austin Gurney.
And Thomas Soto, 90 feet away from being the WCBL's single season run scored king. Not all time. Austin Gurney to the plate now for Moose Jaw. One away. And a runner on third. First pitch is in for ball one, 1-0. Gurney today has walked, singled, and doubled. Swinging on this 0-1, it's fouled back and out of play. 1-2, the count on Gurney, whose parents are in to catch the final week of his, or two, of his WCBL career. And this one hit in the air to center field. A yellow the catch. Soto tags up. Here's the throw home, and Thomas is safe with the slide. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the new WCBL single season run scored leader, Thomas Soto.
Congratulations, Thomas.
And the fans on their feet here at Roswell's Park. Thomas does it with some pizzazz. Sliding home to make it 8-9-1 Millers. And it was Austin Gurney who sent him home. With a sac fly to right. 2 away now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This one fouled off down the third base line. 1-1 here on Eduardo Saenz. What a pleasure to be able to call that historic run scored for Thomas Soto. 9-1 now. The Millers lead the ball game. And this one fouled off the other way over towards Memorial Field. 1-2 the count on Eduardo Saenz. This one swung on to center field. Ayala moving over to his left center to make that catch, and does to end the inning. But not before the Millers put 2 on the board, and we'll go to the 7th with Moose Jaw leading Swift Current 9-1 here on FloCollege Baseball.
Hitting off to the 57's number 30, Wilmer Henriquez.
To the 7th we go. Wilmer Enriquez is the leadoff man for Swift Current. Wilmer Enriquez, Jose Ayala, and Rydell Adair, the batting order for the 57s as Weston Walls works into the 7th here. The Millers starting pitcher. This one popped up, fouled, and behind the backstop, out of play. 0-1 the count here on the third baseman, Wilmer Enriquez. 6 strikeouts in the game for Weston Walls. 6 off a league record of his own. This one swung on, and this is towards short. Thomas Soto, Rainmaker, makes the catch at short, 1 away. And Jose Ayala, the center fielder, comes to the plate here for Swift Current. Wears number 1, the senior at Grace College out of Panama City, Panama. 1 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Weston Walls kicks and delivers, and that one caught the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1, called 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Ayala, who today has walked twice and scored the lone 57's run. High and inside for ball 1, 1-2. You can catch these two teams tomorrow night, 7:05 here at Ross Wells Park. Final home game of the regular season for the Millers. Fastball off the outside edge of the plate. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 7 for Weston. And that's 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. As Rydell Adair comes to the plate. Rydell Adair, the shortstop at the plate here for the 57s. Today's flight out to left field and singled. It's his 3rd plate appearance. 1-0 the count here on Adair. Inside at the waist. 2-0. Rydell Adair out of Bismarck State. From Swift Current, Sask is his hometown. Batting .221 on the season. He's appeared in 43 of the 57's games. Strike 1 called, 2-1 here on Adair. And this one fouled straight back, 2-2. Out of town, Berries and Red Sox tied 5-5, top of the 6th at Curry Field in Regina. Low for ball 3, full count here on Rydell Adair. Weyburn Beavers a 7-5 lead in the 6th at Tom Lang Park in Weyburn over Medicine Hat. Brooks a 4-0 lead at Fort McMurray. And Adair draws the walk here. A 2-out walk. And Luis Ayala comes to the plate here for Swifty, the first baseman. (9-1), the Millers lead here in the 7th. Fastball delivery is outside for ball 1, 1-0. 7 strikeouts on the board for Weston Walls, 5 off the league record. This one inside at the knees, 2-0. Check swing, but he didn't go. Millers Baseball brought to you by SaskTel SecureTech, Gap Athletic Performance, and EMJ Marketing, Speakers Bureau and Strategic Marketing. Strike 1 called, 2-1 here on Rydell Adair. This one fouled off down the right field line. 2-2. Sorry, it's Luis Ayala at the plate. Ethan Bailey is on deck. Not much of a lead at first for Adair, as Walls kicks and delivers. Fastball off the outside edge, strike 3 called, and that'll retire the side. 8 strikeouts on the night for Weston Walls, and we will go to the bottom of the 7th inning here with Rivas, DeGrazia, and Martin due up for the Millers. 9-1 they lead it on FloCollege Baseball.
Express number 15, Andy Riva.
Andy Rivas is the leadoff hitter for the Millers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They got a 9-1 lead. DeGrazia and Martin due up for Moose Jaw. And a real fun night in the ballpark. A history-making one. And got a note from the Soto family. They're tuned in from Round Rock, Texas. Want to say hi to everybody. Inside for ball 2, 2-1. Brandy pointing out that they're grateful that Thomas is the leadoff man in front of some big bats and Will Edwards and Austin Gurney, who are assaulting the record book as well. Great teammates, all close guys, all all-stars. Soto, Gurney, and Will Edwards. Thank you for tuning in, Brandy, and most of all, thanks for your son, Thomas Soto. This one hit down to third, and that hit Wilmer Enriquez in the face, and he's down and hurt. And sprinting out of the dugout is the Swift Current coach, Kenny Jinks. This is tough. Eric Marriott down there, too. That was a hot one. And it caught Wilmer Enriquez right in the face off one hop. Fair amount of concern here for Wilmer Enriquez, the junior from Cameron University, and Eric Marriott, the Millers coach, helping out, and Kenny Jinks of the 57s. We'll step back a minute as they tend to Wilmer Enriquez, and we hope for all the best for the 57's third baseman. Back in a moment here on FloCollege.
Number 37, Garrett Gulletson.
So he's pinch hitting for Tanner? Garrett Gulletson pinch hitting here for Tanner DeGrazia in the bottom of the 7th inning here. Garrett Gulletson in at the plate here for Moose Jaw. And Enriquez gone to the 57's dugout. And here's a roller down towards third. That skipped by Yuji Imai, the replacement for Enrique. And it's a base hit for Garrett Gulletson. Lots going on here in the 7th inning. Gulletson aboard with a single. Andy Rivas is to third. And Jackson Martin comes to the plate here. And Kenny Jinks comes out of the dugout for a word with his pitcher. And it looks like we'll have a pitching change for the 57s. 9-1, the Millers lead in the 7th. None out here. We'll be back in a moment on FloCollege Baseball.
Wanna shake your tree. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it all the time. Oh yeah, baby, I sure show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker.
Their third baseman's okay. Michaela just wanted to talk to him, and she says,
Number 2, Jackson Martin.
Pitching change for the 57s here in the 7th inning. Number 23, David Jinks comes into the game here for the 57s, facing Jackson Martin with none out and runners at first and third. And the Millers a 9-1 lead here tonight. And the first pitch is an off-speed delivery outside for ball 1, 1-0. David Jinks from Harley, Georgia on the mound here for Swift Current. Outside ball 2, 2-0. Jinks pitches at the University Maine at Augusta. Harley, Georgia, northwest of Atlanta on the highway between Atlanta and Nashville. Driven by there a few times. Nice part of the world. 3-0 the count here on Jackson Martin. And it's a 4-pitch walk drawn by Jackson Martin here as a hush falls across the crowd. Bases loaded in the 7th. Enriquez is making his way out of the stadium, but appears to be fine for his family, friends, and fans that are watching. And he's headed to the team bus. in the game at third for them now, UGMA. Bases loaded, none out. Bit of a pinch here for David Jinks on the mound for Swift Current. They do have the nice uniforms, though, Swift Current. Black base tonight with a bright orange lettering. First pitch inside at the knees. Abe Alberg is at the plate, by the way, with the bases loaded and none out. 9-1, the Millers lead as they look to put back-to-back wins together and notch their 24th victory of the season. High, ball 2. That is 6 straight balls for Jinks since coming into the game. Outside with a wild one, this is going to score a run. Andy Rivas scores. 10-1, the Millers lead here. Runners advance. Garrett Gulletson to third, Jackson Martin to second, and Abe Alberg is looking at a 3-0 count. 7 consecutive balls thrown by David Jinks since coming into the ball game. They've had a change behind the plate as well. Juan Almonte has come in to catch. And here's the 3-0 right down the pipe. Strike one called, 3-1. This one inside at the belt. Ball 4. Bases loaded again as Ben Wallachek comes to the plate here for the Millers. The electric second baseman who's had a nice night in the field, and he's 2 for 3 at the plate and scored 2 runs. A pair of singles and grounded out to the third baseman. Bases loaded, none away here in the 7th. First pitch in for a ball. 1-0 here on the man they call Wally. And he gives this one a ride. Deep left field. Back, and gone! An end-of-the-road grand slam home run for Ben Wallachek tonight. Man, are the Millers getting their game in order at the right time or what? First home run of the season. First in the WCBL for Ben Wallachek is a grand slammer, and the Millers go up in this one 13-1 as we've got some replacements into the game here now for the Millers. Max Simmons into the game here, pinch hitting for Thomas Soto, the affiliated player. As Wallachek clears the bases with his first career home run. Very memorable night in Roswell's Park tonight for a lot of reasons. Simmons gets his bat on this one high, right field, not that deep. And the catch made by the right fielder Braxton Vale for one away. And Jackson Yeager will come to the plate here.
Number 26, Jackson Yeager.
Jackson Yeager, first-year Miller from the Big O. Omaha, Nebraska, comes to the plate with one away here in the 7th. The Millers' 7th. Austin Gurney on deck. Ball one in the dirt here on Yeager. Miller's out to a 13-1 lead. Fans having a great time in the ballpark. 24 degrees Celsius, 75 Fahrenheit, and the wind has died down. Here's the 1-0 from David Jinks. That one caught the outside edge. That's 2-1 the count here on Jackson Yeager. You kind of feel like you're going to hear from Jackson Yeager before this season is over. High for ball 3, 3-1. It's 14-1 now?
It is. They forgot to count one of them. Because Andy got in and then the grand slam, so it's 14. They got it right now. Yeah. They heard me.
3-2 the count here in Jackson Yeager. And that one right down the pipe. Strike 3 called. Jackson Yeager goes down looking. And that is 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Austin Gurney coming to the plate here for the Millers. Now this score will be looked at around the league that the Millers mean business down the stretch. Bats coming alive and getting on a roll here heading into the postseason. First pitch in for ball 1, 1-0 from David Jinks here on Gurney. 5th plate appearance for Gurney tonight. He's walked, singled, doubled, and flied out to the right fielder. 8th inning in Regina, the Red Sox and Berries are tied 5-5. A Red Sox win and they'll clinch 3rd. The Millers won't have a chance to catch them. The Moose Jaws doing their part. This one swung on by Gurney, fouled back and out of play. Down the left field line, 1-2. High for ball 2, 2-2. Again, Saskatoon, Regina, 5-5 in the 8th. A Red Sox win, and the Millers will know they're playing the Saskatoon Berries in round 1. Gurney gets his bat on this one, high to left field. And it's dropped by the left fielder, Hudson Unger. And Austin Gurney is safe at first. It's E7 on that one for Gurney. And the 9th batter of this inning comes to the plate here, Eduardo Saenz. That's a tough one on David Jinks. The 57s were almost out of the inning. And Hudson Unger just took his eye off that one. Got charged with an error, the 57's 3rd of the game. And the inning continues. 2 out and a runner on first for the Millers. First pitch swinging is Eddie Saenz. This one fouled off towards the 57's bullpen. 0-1. Sylvan Lake a 4-0 lead over Lethbridge there in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Sylvan Brooks out to a 6-0 lead at Fort Mac in the 7th. Weyburn Beavers a 7-6 home lead over the Medicine Hat Mavericks in the 6th. And Okotoks up on Energy City 6-0. Bottom of the 5th in Okotoks. High and inside with this one has Eduardo Saenz ducking. 1-1. Strike 2 called here on Saenz. That caught the outside edge. 1-2. 5 runs, 7th inning here has put the Millers up 14-1. Swing and a miss here. Fouled off by Signs. 1-2. Historic night here tonight. Thomas Soto becoming the WCBL record holder for single season runs scored. Soto family being humble about it, that they got some strong bats behind him in the lineup, but Thomas has a nose for home plate and a speedster. Just an all-around outstanding ball player. And don't forget, awarded the Fans' Choice Most Popular Miller Award just prior to Thursday's game as well. So Thomas Soto's got some hardware coming home when all is said and done in a few weeks' time. 2-2 the count here on Eduardo Signs. Fastball is in the dirt, 3-2. David Jinks on the mound here for Swift Current out of Uharli, Georgia. Here's the payoff pitch from Jinks. Not before checking the runner at first, Gurney. He's not being held on. Runner goes. And this one plunks Eduardo Signs. Hit by a pitch. And it's a bat-around inning here. Andy Rivas will come to the plate here for the Millers. He doubled earlier on this inning to lead things off. This one caught the outside edge. Got him with a slider, 0-1. And this one low and in the dirt. It gets behind the catcher, Almonte. The runners advance. Gurney to third. Eduardo Signs to second. And now runners in scoring position with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. 14-1, the Millers out front here. 1-1 the count. High and inside for ball 2. Oh, that one caught the outside edge. 2-2. The call from home plate umpire Barrett Fleck. Garrett Gulletson on deck here for the Millers. High for ball 3, full count. Millers baseball brought to you by Cypress Paving, the Minuteman Press, and Pro Works Painting. Here's the 3-2 from Jinks. Swung on. Deep center field. Back goes Ayala. Back to the wall, and he can't make the catch. That's going to score Gurney. And that is going to score Signs. A 2 RBI double for Andy Rivas. And it appears we've got another pitching change upcoming for the 57s. Kenny Jinks comes out of the dugout, and that'll do it. 16-1 for the Millers here in the 7th. We'll be right back on FloCollege Baseball.
number 37, Garrett Gulletson.
Still going in a marathon 7th. Garrett Gulletson comes to the plate for a second time in this inning. He singled and scored a run earlier. And into the game, Jalen Gutierrez for the Swift Current 57s. First pitch caught the outside edge for strike one. David Jinks worked 2/3, allowed 7 runs on 2 hits. And this one hit in the air to left, diving. Yeah, unable to catch it in the air is the left fielder Hudson Unger. And Garrett Gulletson reaches first with a single. To third goes Andy Rivas. And now with 2 out in the 7th, the Millers have runners at first and third. Shunta Furua started the game, worked 4 innings, allowed 6 runs on 8 hits, struck out 2. Brent Spencer worked 2 innings, complete, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, and struck out 2. And then David Jinks came on here in the 7th. Struck out 2, allowed the 7 runs on 2 hits, and that's where we stand. 16-1 Millers here in the 7th. 7 run-ins in this inning. Swing and a miss from Jackson Unger. 1-1. Big cut. And a swing and a miss from Martin, 1-2. Outside with this delivery, 2-2 on J Mart. Out of Grand Coulee Sask. 2-2 the count here. 2 on, 2 up. Jalen Gutierrez on the mound here for Swifty. From the Bronx, New York. And this one tipped foul by Jackson Martin, 2-2. Big difference, Bronx, New York to Swift Current Sask, I can tell you. A redshirt freshman at Siracoso Community College. And this one fouled off by Martin, 2-2. Abe Alberg on deck here for the Millers. 2 out, 2 on. This one fouled off onto Ross Crescent. Marathon at bat here for Jackson Martin, hitting from the left side of the plate. Andy Rivas at third, Garrett Gulletson at first base. 2-2 the count here. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Strike 3 called, and Jackson Martin goes down looking, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the 8th with the Millers up 16-1 here on the Swift Current 57s on FloCollege.
And it's one of those things that gets sweeter with time. You were sitting in the cold swings, pulled up to drive.
Yeah, they're gonna
Oh,
take
Hardly with the sun, flying inside. Stayed up a little closer, drove down to the lake.
Probably what, 3/4 of the people are waiting for.
In that big red sky. I reached under the front seat and said, now here's some special. It's just been waiting for a night like tonight. But it might be a little dust on my bottom. But don't let it fool you.
Leading off for the 57s, number 31, Ethan Bailey.
To the 8th we go at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Weston Walls working into the 8th here for the Millers. Ethan Bailey, Enrique Reyes, and Hudson Unger due up. First pitch swinging and foul down the third base line for Ethan Bailey. 0-1. The designated hitter coming to the plate for the third time. He is struck out and hit into a double play. He's 0 for 2. Ethan Bailey out of Swift Current Sask from Garden City Community College. 0-1. Walls kicks and delivers. Here's a roller towards short. Thomas Soto. Or that is Abe Alberg up with that. He's moved to short. Nice play by Abe Alberg. And that's one away, helping out Weston Walls' cause here. Ethan Bailey grounds out to the shortstop. Max Simmons at third. Abe Alberg to short. Thomas Soto has done his work tonight. Getting the rest of the night off. Enrique Reyes, the second baseman, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. First pitch in for called strike 1, 0-1. High for ball 1, 1-1. 4 strikeouts to tie the league record. 5 to pass. Okay. We've already seen Thomas Soto set a WCBL record tonight. Weston Walls 4 strikeouts away from tying the league record for strikeouts in a season. He's got 8 tonight. That's a lot. Single season best for him is 10. This one caught the outside corner. 2-2 here on Enrique Reyes. He is struck out and flied out to left. 16-1 Miller's lead in the 8th. And this one tipped foul. 2-2. Enrique Reyes from Bunker Hill Community College calls Mississauga, Ontario home. 2-2, the count on him. And this one swung on, popped up in the infield. Wallachek waving everybody off, and he'll make the catch for 2 away.
Number 10, Hudson Unger.
Enrique Reyes flies out to the second baseman, and Hudson Unger, the left fielder, comes to the plate here for the 57s. With 2 out, top of the 8th. First pitch swinging, fouled down in toward the Miller's dugout. 0-1. Still bottom of the 8th in Regina, Berries and Red Sox tied 5-5. Swing and a miss from Unger. 0-2. Hudson Unger. Fastball off the inside edge. Strike 3 call. Strikeout number 9 for Weston Walls tonight. And it's 3 up, 3 down. For the 57s, we'll go to the bottom of the 8th here. And it's Alberg, Wallachek, and Simmons due up for Moose Jaw. They lead this one 16-1 on FloCollege baseball. Abe Alberg will lead it off here for the Millers in the bottom of the 8th inning. Out to a 16-1 lead. Jalen Gutierrez is on the mound for Swift Current, their 4th pitcher used today. First pitch in for strike one on Alberg. 0-1. Abe today started at third, has been moved to short. He's flied out to left, struck out, hit into a double play, and walked. 0-1 the count here on the Salon Springs, Wisconsin product. And here's a roller down to third. Nice play, UGMA. Throw across in time. And one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Abe Alberg grounds out to the third baseman. Nathan Pichot comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Pinch hitting for Ben Wallachek in the bottom of the 8th. The all-star relief pitcher, Nathan Pichot, who calls Moose Jaw home, son of Miller's president, Darryl Pichot, if you didn't know. And the first offering from Gutierrez is high for ball one. 1-0. Check swing. No. 2-0 the count on Pichot. Out of Central Collegiate. Inside for ball three, 3-0. Three and one. The count here on Nathan. One of three Miller's all-star pitchers. Weston Walls and Rudolph Guardiola, the others. Rudolfo Guardiola. Here's the 3-1. High for ball four. Nathan Pichot draws the walk.
Number 31, Max Simmons.
To the top of the order we go. Max Simmons is into the game for Thomas Soto. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Max Simmons, another Moose Jaw product and affiliated player. That one caught the outside edge. Strike one called. 0-1 here on Max Simmons. He flied out to right last time up. One and two the count here on Max Simmons. The long, lanky third baseman. And a swing and miss, and down he goes. Two away here in the bottom of the 8th. And Jackson Yeager comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Came into the game in the 7th, replacing William Edwards. 2 out and 1 on here. Miller's out to a 16-1 lead. Looking to put the finishing touches on their 24th victory of the season. This first pitch is high for ball one. 1-0 on Yeager. He struck out last time up. Swing and a miss. 1-1 on Yeager. The club's strikeouts leader this season. This one fouled back and out of play.
Ball for Elkridge Glass. We know Glass.
Out onto Caribou Street. 1-2 the count here on Yeager. Thanks for sticking with us here on FloCollege Baseball into the 8th inning in a historic night here. Thomas Soto setting a league record for runs scored in a single season. Weston Walls now 3 strikeouts away from setting a league record for strikeouts in a season. Tying, yes. 3 from tying, 4 from setting the record. So he won't set it tonight, but he'll be coming out in the 9th. And swing and a miss, down goes Yeager. And that is 3 away. We will go to the 9th inning with the Millers up 16-1. Due up for the 57s, Vale, Prychak, and Imai. 16-1, Moose Jaw leads. 9th inning coming up here on FloCollege Baseball. Wells Park and Moose Jaw. The right fielder, Braxton Vale, is the leadoff hitter. Braxton Vale, Casey Prychak, and UG MA due up for the visiting Swift Current 57s. Weston Walls comes out here in the 9th, looking for the complete game. Check swing on the opening pitch is strike 1, called here by Barrett Fleck, the home plate umpire. 0-1. And a swing and a miss, 0-2 on Braxton Vale out of Pueblo, Colorado. A sophomore at Trinidad State College. 0-2 the count. High and outside for ball 1 from Weston. 9 strikeouts for Walls tonight. His season high is 10. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 call. And Walls has just matched a season high with 10 strikeouts tonight.
Number 16, Juan Almonte. He's our Molson beer batter. If he gets out,
16, Juan Almonte comes to the plate. The reserve catcher for Swift Current. And the first pitch is low and inside for ball 1 from Walls. This one caught the outside edge. Strike 1, 1-1. If I got it right, 9 siblings for Weston Walls and that family down there in Terrell, Texas. I believe it's 9, as Mom told me. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 the count here on Juan El Monte. 8 or 9, but I believe it was 9. That is one big family picture, the Walls family out of Terrell, Texas. High for ball 2, 2-2. That was a highlight of the summer when the Walls family was up from Terrell. Got a chance to meet them and his youngest sister. Hopefully they're all tuned in tonight. Oh, off-speed pitch. Called a ball 3-2, and the crowd don't like it. Full count here on Juan El Monte. Whoa. It's a walk, ball 4.
Number 22, UG Iman.
UGMI, the third baseman, comes in for Swift Current. He's replaced Wilmer Enriquez, who left the game with injury back in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, 0-1 on UG. He's from Chiba, Japan, and is a freshman at Olympic College. 0-1 the count on the third baseman. Fastball low and away. 2-1. Here's a one-hopper to short. Ulberg to Wallachek, throw over, and that'll end the ball game. 10 strikeouts tonight for Weston Walls and the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Knock off the Swift Current 57s tonight, 16-1 before a real nice crowd at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. And we'll do it again tomorrow night. The final home game of the regular season schedule goes 7:05 between these Swift Current 57s and your Moose Jaw Miller Express. For Jenna Moore, this is Rod Peterson and our entire FloCollege baseball broadcast crew saying so long, everybody, from Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. Have a great